This demonstration focuses on the aspects of PEARS that relate to the UT Health School of Public Health, Austin, Texas SNAP-Ed evaluation framework. If you have specific questions about using PEARS, please feel free to set up a separate meeting with us. We'd be happy to work through any issues you're encountering. In this walkthrough, I will show you how to apply a UT Health graded survey to a program activity in PEARS, add records to the survey, and wrap up a program in PEARS. Let's start by going to the PEARS website at pears.io and logging in. Once on the home page, navigate to the Engage tab and select Program Activities. When you open Program Activities, PEARS automatically applies filters for the current reporting year and the user. By now, you've likely seen how to create a program activity and how to attach a survey to it. If you haven't, please feel free to reach out to us for more personalized training. For this demo, I'll attach a survey to an existing mock program activity to show you the steps of searching for the appropriate UT Health survey. When you practice this on your own, you can create your own mock program activity, as well as you can easily try on a program activity that has already been created. I will be using a program activity created by a different user, so I'm removing the filters and adding the program activity ID for an example program for this tutorial. After opening the program activity, go to the Progress box on the right-hand corner to find the link to the Evaluation section. The first question at the top of this section asks, did you perform any evaluations of this program activity? Select Yes from the drop-down menu. To attach a survey, click on this green button. A pop-up window with several blank fields will appear. Under this survey field, you'll see any surveys created by your organization, as well as UT Health created surveys. UT Health surveys are names using the fiscal year, name of IA, and name of survey/program. You may need to scroll down the alphabetical list to find the correct survey for each program activity. Under Type, select Pre-survey. When collecting pre- and post-surveys, our team has found it to be the best practice to only attach the pre-survey first. This prevents any chance of accidentally sending a post-survey link instead of a pre-survey. Once you've collected pre-surveys, you can attach the post-survey. You will need to follow the same instructions. Click on Attach Survey and look for the appropriate survey. This time, you will select Post under Type. For the date delivered, choose when the surveys were or will be given. For this demo, I'm going to choose today's date. Once all the fields are complete, click Save. This SNAP-Ed survey is now attached to your program activity. Now that the survey is attached, there are two different ways you can collect data. The easiest way to collect data is to allow participants to complete the survey on their own. To do this, you will need a QR code or public link. Under the Actions column, click on the icon that looks like a little chain link. When you hover your mouse over it, you'll see a message that says Get a public link. Clicking on it will open a window with a link and a QR code. Click on this link to copy it so you can share either one with the participants. Using this QR code or link will give them access to the survey directly through PEARS. This option has been especially helpful for online programming. We understand that not all of SNAP-Ed participants like filling out online surveys, so let's go over how to print surveys for manual entry. First, open a new tab to keep the Program Activities page open. We're going to go to the top left next to the PEARS logo, hover your mouse over Plan, and right-click on Surveys to open it in a new tab. By default, PEARS applies filters for user and active surveys. To find the UT Health survey, click on the X to remove the filter. You will need to scroll down to find the same survey you attached to the program activity and click on it. You can scroll down to find the survey you are looking for, but for the sake of this demonstration, I've already typed in the name of the survey that I attached. Once you click on this, on the top right, you will see 4 buttons. Click on the button that reads Print Survey. This will download the survey as a Word or PDF file, and you can use this to print the survey to distribute to your participants. If you do collect pen and paper surveys or surveys administered through a system that is not PEARS, you will need to manually enter survey responses into PEARS. Let's go back to the evaluation section of the program activity. To enter data manually, click on the first icon under the Actions column. When you hover over it, it says Enter Response Data. Enter responses exactly as participants have completed them. The questions with an asterisk need to have a response in order to save the entry. If the participant left the question blank, select Not Applicable or Prefer Not to Respond. Questions without an asterisk can be left blank. Now let me fill out the form to demonstrate. At the end, you can either click Save to store the data, or you can select Add New, which saves the current response and opens a blank survey to continue entering. If you notice here at the top left, you'll see a counter tracking the numbers of surveys entered. I'll go ahead and enter another random response and save it. When you are done entering surveys, click on Go Back to Attach Surveys at the top right of the survey page. Click on Save at the bottom of the evaluation page to ensure that all of your work is saved. Now, one of the last things I want to show you is how to retrieve your data. In the progress box on the right, click on Mark as Complete. Then click on the green button that reads Mark as Complete. This brings you back to Program Activities, where you can see the number of surveys attached to the program activity and the number of responses entered. Some IAs may need to analyze data by program or site. The best way to do this is by exporting the data. At the top right, click the More button with the small arrow, then choose Download Excel Report. PEARS will generate an Excel file with 3 sheets. Export details. It will give you the date of the export, the number of surveys exported, who exported the program activity, and the last time the program activity was updated. Demographic overview. This sheet summarizes the demographic information that was collected, and survey responses. This one will have the participant responses. This information is useful if you wanted to run an analysis on just a single program. Okay, now we know how to look at individual program data, but what if we wanted to look at the survey data across the organization? We'll start by going back to the main PEARS homepage. Once here, hover over Analyze, and go down to the options under Survey Data. Here you will have several export options: by survey, by individual question, or by matching IDs for pre and post surveys. For this demo, I'll choose Responses by Survey, which provides the most comprehensive data. When you click on Responsive by Survey, you will once again see a list of the surveys on your PEARS page. Scroll through the list until you find the UT Health survey or whichever survey you want to export. Instead of clicking the name, click on the green Export button to the right. From here, fill in the fields that are required. For type of export, choose Individual Responses for the most detailed data, then select the start and end date. Then select whether you want your values coded or uncoded. Coded values are useful for statistical analysis. If you would just like to see an easy-to-read summary, you can leave the coded values unchecked and PEARS will label everything for you. If you choose to include responses from data of copied surveys, you can include that too. UT Health and HHSC will both have access to your IA data as a part of the permissions we have in PEARS. However, your data will still remain private to just your agency. Your individual data will not be shared across agencies. And even though each IA will be given access to the same survey questions, this does not mean that other agencies will be able to download your data. Only HHSC and UT Health will have permissions to export your data. As I mentioned at the beginning of this demonstration, if you have more specific questions about PEARS, feel free to contact us and we can set up a more personalized training for your organization. Thank you for your time.